Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would do a quickish video explaining my planning system because I do always get asked lots of questions about how I, set up my planner, my weeks, my days, how I do like future planning, things like that. So I've just collected like lots of questions that I've had over on Instagram, and I will hopefully answer all of them today. So I am using a B6 Stalogy notebook, which I have bought from Amazon, which is linked below, and I have it inside a clear cover from Lauren Phelps Designs, also linked below. And then I don't usually have like another outside cover on it as well, but at the moment I just fancied something a bit cheerful and like with a few more pockets. So this is a B6 Traveller's Notebook, which I purchased from a UK shop that is no longer open, unfortunately. So I will leave a link to a video that shows how I set up a brand new notebook, because I use this year I've been using one notebook per 4 months. So this book has actually got May, June, July, August in it, and I will be setting up a new one for the rest of the year. So when I set up my when I set this notebook up, I did do a whole video showing what I do. So that is linked below. So I won't like go over everything again, but basically I have like, my word of the year generally, some pictures. I always have an overview calendar for the year. I do have my husband's shifts marked on here so that, at any given time, I can just refer back to this. Obviously, like September to December is not even in this planner, but I can have a quick look at this and see whether he's, working on Christmas and Boxing Day, or like my sister's wedding is in September now. I can have a quick look on here. So I always have a yearly overview in every single planner. Then I have like my monthly is always set up the same way. I have like a little calendar at the front to kind of check off the days as we go. Overview calendar. Then I have my monthly calendar for that month only. So when I set this up, I would only have May in here, not the rest of the months. And I do have like, so in terms of like future planning, I keep this insert from Paper and Cats, and it's a 2020 monthly calendar that was a custom design for me, in the sense that it's a month per page rather than 2 pages. And this just is like printed. I printed it on Tomoe River paper, and this is where I do all my future planning. So when I have May set up in my Stalogy, during that month, if something comes up for June, July, August, December, I will just add it to this calendar here. I generally have my husband's shifts marked on here as well, just so that when I'm making future plans, I kind of know, whether he's working or not. But for the last half of the month, I don't believe I have marked his shifts on there, because like I said, I do have them already on this calendar. This yearly calendar, by the way, that I just showed you is from Little Ida's notebook, so I will leave a link to her shop below as well. And then these are from Printable Kate. So yeah, any future planning, appointments, meetings, celebrations, anything like that will go into this monthly insert. Then when I set up, let's say, so now I'm going to, let's say May is over and I'm going to be setting up June. I will print out my monthly calendar from Printable Kate, stick it in here, and I will transfer all the information from this insert onto here. I don't put ongoing, like, regular things on here. So like, I know that, you know, every Tuesday, for example, my daughter has swimming lessons. I don't need to put that in my future planning, because that I can just carry, you know, I know that that's something that happens every month, and I can just look at my May monthly calendar and transfer that onto here. Same with like piano lessons, things like that. So this is mostly for one-off things. Obviously we were in lockdown because of COVID-19, so a lot of these plans, like my sister's wedding and stuff, were cancelled. But yeah, so that there's, you know, also like I was booking like grocery shopping for like weeks and weeks in advance. So I just put the dates and times in here, and then when I set up August, I just transferred this information onto here. So that is how I, you know, basically do any future planning, because I only set up my Stalogy a month at a time. If it's like a non-date specific thing, let's say I know that some point in August I need to, you know, get my car, I don't know, serviced, or I need to, I don't know, something that's non-date specific, I do have this area here at the bottom, and I will just write like 7th, you know, call, whatever. Again, when I transfer all this information, I will just put it on a sticky note. So let's say it was the 17th. I only set up my Stalogy 1 week at a time. So at the end of each week, I will, Saturday or Sunday, I will sit down and I will put all my weekly headers on here. So I will do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that is it. And I will, you know, use dailies, like timed dailies, or sometimes just not, you know, I'll just leave it blank, but I will fill in, I will use my monthly calendar to transfer any information onto there. So if I know that I've got Tesco delivery coming on, you know, Monday, I will put that on here as a timed, you know, thing. But yeah, because I only set up a week at a time, if when I'm transferring this information onto this calendar, if something's happening on the 17th, I will just put it on a sticky note and leave it on my monthly. That's, you know, I don't put tasks on here like that I need to call somebody, or I need to chase something up, or I need to make a payment, or anything like that. That doesn't go on my monthly. This is strictly for like appointments and events, yeah, and significant things that like for myself or the kids, basically. Any other tasks will go on a sticky note, and when it comes to planning out that week, so let's say today's the 8th and I have a task for the 26th on a sticky note, when I'm planning this week, I will either just write out the event on that daily page, or I will just move that sticky note to that Sunday, you know. I will just move the sticky note here. So yeah, that's how I handle like tasks that are, you know, yeah. And if they're non-date specific, so if it's just like sometime in August, I don't even put a date, but it's again the same sticky note method. I will just put something, I'll write it down here, like let's say I know that in August I need to, I don't even know what would be a non-date specific thing, but anyway, let's just say I need to do something. I will just put that onto a sticky note on my monthly, and I keep it there until I assign a date to it. So until I decide, actually this task I'm going to get done on the 22nd, I will just leave it on my monthly, because I do refer to my monthly every week when I sit down to do my weekly planning. I refer to this to see what my week looks like, and so it's a constant reminder there that, okay, this is something that has got no date on it, no deadline on it, but it's something that needs to get done this month. So I will try and fit it in when I can. So this method does really work well for me. I've used like a, you know, like a monthly planner at the back of my Stalogy for 2 years now for my future planning, and it does work really well. So I will probably continue doing that next year as well if I stay in Stalogy. So like I said, I don't do any, you know, pre-planning. I will set out my week. I always keep my week pages together. I try not to like tip things in between or take note pages in between. I was doing that in a previous Stalogy where I would just do like Monday, and then if I needed notes I would take them, but that became a little bit too chaotic for me. I needed to have you know, the very minimum, there should be like Monday to Sunday in one place, and after that it can be notes, memory keeping, journaling, you know, tip-ins, whatever else I want to add can come after that week. I don't allocate certain number of pages per month. I know some people will like divide the book equally into 3 months or 4 months or 6 months. I generally don't do that because I have been using it for long enough now that I kind of know roughly how much space I have and how many pages I have. So I will set up my week and just take as many notes as I want until I need to set up the following week. And then again, I will set up Monday through Sunday, take as many notes as I want, keep going until I feel like, you know, I get to Saturday or Sunday and it's time now for me to set up the next week. So I do get asked like how many notes pages do I assign each month, or, you know, things like that. I don't. Some months I take a lot less notes than other months. Sometimes my weeks will just go like from week to week without any notes in between, although that is pretty rare. I don't generally use like a weekly page just because when I'm setting up my daily pages, I have all my appointments and, you know, events, and I transfer them directly onto here. I do use my daily, weekly, monthly scheduling thing from Brandy Michelle Plans to help me plan out my week. So I generally, if I have tasks and things that need to get done, I would generally just assign them a day immediately. But I have realized that, you know, throughout like the time that we've been on lockdown, I have been, you know, just sometimes I will leave a page for weekly tasks. And that's, I guess, mainly just because, like, for example, here I've got that my daughter needs to finish her Spanish unit study, even though we are on summer holidays. It's just something that we had agreed that she would, you know, finish off before we start the next school year. So I don't know, like, I don't want to assign that now, like what day that's going to happen. It's there so that, you know, every evening when I look back on my planner and I look at this list, I can see, okay, well, Wednesday is not a good day to do that because you know, I've got to go to town to get some banking done, or I've got Tesco delivery coming, and then we said we would go for a bike ride and have a movie night. So yeah, I have been relying a little bit more on my like weeklies during lockdown, but again, in my normal day-to-day planning, it's not something I need. Sometimes I will just put this on a sticky note, so like I will just, yeah, keep a list of things that I want to buy or I need to get done this week, and I just move that sticky note from day to day and try and tick off as many things as I can as the week goes on. But yes, I don't need to have an overview of my week, like a weekly insert, because I have everything I need already on this monthly. So yeah, that's kind of everything. I do you know, use, I would say, like, I'm heavily influenced by the bullet journal method. I read the book last year, but even before that I was using the method in terms of tasks and migrating things. I guess this would be like, you know, a forward planning. My monthly would be like a forward planning page. I'd keep like a brain dump list, which would be like, you know, rapid logging, just writing down everything, but I do it on a separate page as opposed to a daily page. I do incorporate quite a bit of memory keeping in my Stalogy now. I think because when I look back on my planners, that is what I love looking back at and reading the most, and so I'm trying to do that more and more. So when I set up my monthly pages, I have this insert. It's exactly the same as my monthly, but I use it as, you know, like a sticker for each day, kind of like highlight of the day, or like something that was the main thing that happened that day. So that's a nice monthly overview. And then I do keep my gratitude or thankful list here as well, so that's a nice memory keeping exercise. And I do also have like pages assigned to my husband and kids, where I write down specific things that they have said or done that I appreciate about them, and I do that every month as well. And then again on my daily pages, sometimes you'll see, not so much here, but sometimes you'll see little notes, you know, here and there about the day. So I don't make a point to do that every single day, because I have like the gratitude page and specific pages for my family members. There's not always going to be notes on my daily pages. But yeah, they are definitely scattered throughout my planner. I do also, like, sometimes I'll write like little notes to my kids on here. Can't find one now, but yeah. So I do incorporate lots of memory keeping. I don't generally keep many pictures in here, just because I have, like, I would say maybe less than 5 photos per Stalogy, just because I already, it's so bulky with all the things I tip in that I just don't want to have it, like, you know, if I started printing and adding photos, this would be like completely full of just pictures, because I do love taking photos. But yeah, that is basically it. I hope that helps explain a little bit about my planning style. If you watch my planning like setup video, you'll definitely see how you know, I set up the whole notebook. And then just a quick recap, I will set up, you know, a weekly, and then take as many notes as I need, and then move on to the next week. When I get to the end of the month, so like I'm coming to the end of this Stalogy now, so when I get to August, let's say August is my last month in this planner, I will count out the pages just to make sure that I have got enough pages. I'm not going to get to like 24th of August and run out of pages. I mean, if that happened, I would just tip some pages in, but ideally I would like not to do that. So I do count out the pages in August, and that just gives me a rough idea of how many notes pages I have left. And when I get to the last, I would say 2 weeks, so today is actually the Saturday the 15th. So last night I sat down and I counted out how many pages I have left. So these are all the notes I've taken. So I had these pages left, and what I always do is I work backwards. So I put my August review pages, 2-page review, on the very last 2 blank pages, because that's the last thing I'm going to do in this notebook. And then I count out, you know, weekly, like my weeks. So I have actually labeled them all so that I know, you know, I have enough space. So I've got 2 blank pages there for notes, and then this is the very last week of August, and I have kept, you know, the Monday on there because it's the last day of August, and then I know I've got 4 more notes pages at the end of that week. But yeah, I don't generally do that unless until I get to the last 2 weeks, just because I don't want to be in a situation where I've got tons of blank pages left, and I could have used them but I didn't, or that I've run out of space. But like I said, I have been using this system for a while now, so I've definitely found my groove with it. I kind of know, you know, how many notes pages I take on average a month, and yeah, that it seems to kind of work out just perfectly so far. If I find myself needing additional notes pages, like if, for example, we are on Saturday and I've left myself 3 blank pages for notes before the following week starts. If somehow I find I need more pages, I will just tip in some paper. It's as simple as that. I will leave my video below on how I tip things in. It's very, very easy, just a bit of clear tape. Yeah, or I can use like sticky notes or note paper and just put a little bit of washi on it. So yeah, that is it. In terms of like indexing things, I don't index things. I use a lot of tabs. I have done a whole video on my tab system that, you know, I will leave a link below. Again, it just, you know, helps me stay organized in a notebook. Yeah, and even once I've finished using this notebook, like once this goes on the shelf, it will still help me find exactly what I need very, very quickly. So if you haven't watched that video, definitely do if you have questions about my tab system. So yeah, that is it, guys. That is my planning system. I hope that helps. If you have any questions about my planning system that I didn't cover, please drop them in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.